It's the Hoops Outsiders podcast on VT. Go and follow me on Twitter at Temple of Hoops and Instagram, Temple of Hoops TV. Oh, it's good to be back. Your boy been hustling, but I ain't got to tell you that. You already know. But I'm back in the seat now, in front of the mic, ready to talk some NBA. A lot been going on, but not very much for Carmelo Anthony. And we're going to get into some comments that was made by former 2012 draft pick Royce White, draftee of the Houston Rockets, that didn't want to play. If I want to be correct, he was afraid of flying, and he's been very public about some mental health issues. But some comments that he said has, drew some attention of some NBA players. Some have called him out. One that I've seen lastly agreed with what Royce has said, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Jay-Z, his partnership with the NFL. We're going to talk about just a lot of things that's been going on. I want to also say I'm glad that Power is back on. Oh, man, that's my show. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. Very excited about it. That's kind of our thing that we like to do as a family, me and my wife. Not the kids, but me and my wife, we like to watch Power. Gives us a reason to kind of go out Sundays, eat breakfast, and come back in and watch the show. So don't forget to watch Power. Okay, guys. All right, so let's get into what Royce White had to say about Carmelo Anthony not being on the team.
Melo's absolutely being blackballed. He's one of the realest in it. He's one of those dudes that, he ain't like me. He don't talk like brash and straightforward like that, but he has those morals and principles, And he's given too much to the game for them not to allow him to play, or for them to, kind of culturally just make a decision or an agreement that he's not good enough anymore. All of us here that play the game at the highest level know how good Melo is, and we know that there's no way that the Lakers would go out and sign Jared Dudley and not sign Carmelo Anthony. And another question is, while a guy like LeBron is walking around here like he's the face and voice of the players, how is he letting his banana boat brother hang out there in the wings and they go sign Jared Dudley and not Carmelo? If anybody watching this thinks that Jared Dudley can hold Carmelo's jockstrap, I'll slap you.
Oh, so obviously, after posting that video, Kendrick Perkins, who is now a broadcaster, he's featured as an NBA analyst on a lot of shows. He took to Twitter, and this is what he had to say. And I quote, "Perk, I had to watch this video a few times before I decided to give my input on this, and all I have to say is somebody needs to drug test this dude," being Royce White, "because he's too aggressive. And do y'all see his veins in his neck? I'm not rolling with this at all." So Perk disagrees. How do you feel about what Royce White said? Because I'm going to tell you what I feel about it. When I heard it, I agree with Royce. And this comes from someone that is a staunch LeBron James fan. Everybody knows that LeBron is my favorite player after Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson. Those are my players. LeBron is my guy. And what Royce said about Carmelo being one of LeBron's friends and to not have the pull to get him signed, and we know LeBron has pull. We haven't seen it as of late, in a sense. Well, we have. I mean, he had enough pull to get Anthony Davis to the Lakers. He didn't have enough pull to get Ty Lue And now we seeing that he doesn't have the pull to get Carmelo Anthony, one of his banana boat friends. Now, we do know that CP3, Chris Paul, and LeBron James, they're godfathers to each one of their kids. And it comes off to me that LeBron is closer to D Wade than he is to CP3. But I want to say maybe CP3 is closer to Carmelo Anthony than LeBron. Now, all of them guys may be seen together, but that doesn't mean Carmelo and LeBron are close, if you see what I'm saying. You can be close with someone because your friend, they're friends of, you guys have a mutual friend. And I think that may be the case with LeBron and Carmelo. And it could go all the way back to the big three that was formed in Miami. Originally, it's supposed to have been Carmelo, LeBron, and D Wade. But because Carmelo took the money in New York, it ended up being Chris Bosh, LeBron, and D Wade. But I agree with what Royce had to say. And I knew he was going to get a lot of blowback, mainly because of his, things have been publicized about his life and the way his NBA career didn't take off. And now he's a member of the Big Three, playing for the enemies. But what he said landed with me. I don't know how it landed with you. And a lot of people probably feel the same way. Patrick Bev took to Twitter and he pretty much agreed, saying he didn't see anything wrong. Now, Patrick Beverly has been public about how when LeBron left Cleveland to come to Miami, that he didn't make the cut for the team. And he's always kind of held that as a chip on his shoulder, some type of form of revenge or payback. So we have that there. But I don't see Patrick Beverly as someone that is not frank, that's not honest. Now, because you're honest in how you feel doesn't mean that you're right all the time. But you just think, if you're someone that's powerful as LeBron James, have as much influence as LeBron James, and a friend of yours, a close friend of yours, supposedly close friend of yours, needs a job, you telling me if you had the power and the influence, and we don't know what LeBron James have said to the Lakers. Maybe LeBron James has told them to sign Carmelo, and they have told LeBron no. At the end of the day, it is Jeannie Buss's team, not LeBron's. LeBron doesn't own the team. And would it be fair if LeBron came out and told us, say, hey, while you crushing me, I have repeatedly asked for Carmelo Anthony to be on the Lakers. Carmelo Anthony has also said that he talked to the Lakers. Is that not enough proof or evidence that LeBron James has at least put in a good word for him? Now, we all know a good word can mean a lot of things. But I really hate that Carmelo is not on the team. It looks bad. I'm under the impression that something has happened. I don't know if it started with the whole beef between the Knicks Phil Jackson and Carmelo, I don't know if it was started there or if it started in New York when D'Antoni was fired pretty much after Carmelo Anthony came back into the lineup in his absence when we witnessed the whole Linsanity era. But for Carmelo to be getting this type of a raw deal, I feel bad for him. I really do. You know, and, you know, just the things that come out in the media regarding him, it doesn't do him any justice, especially when Chauncey Billups had these interesting things to say about Melo, which to me, I think reinforces what a lot of these executives of the 30 NBA teams thinks of Melo.
Yeah, I feel bad for Melo, and here's why. Melo was like a good teammate, man. Like,
yeah, it's a great
Melo
guy.
practiced every day. He didn't miss any games. Now, the only thing I will say, and I've even told Melo this, scoring 30 meant too much to Melo. It meant too much because he could have games where he had 20, 22, we win the game, and he's mad. He might have 36, and he's in there, you know, we lose the game, and he's in there picking everybody up. Scoring 30 meant too much. But I think now you look fast forward the tape, and the reason why he's not in the league because he's still worthy is he hasn't mentally taken that step back to say, okay, I'll come in and play against backups. I'll try to help the team out. I know I might not be able to close, but I just want to help. Well, he's not there yet.
Those words stung. Those words coming from Chauncey Billups stung. This was someone who was being considered to be a general manager for the Cleveland Cavaliers and other teams. That didn't help. His trainer, Chris Brickley, went on the Breakfast Club, and he had an interesting conversation on the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy when DJ Envy had asked, what is going on with Carmelo Anthony? And here's the dialogue that took place here.
He's easily better than 60%, 70% of NBA players walking around. It's just I think teams are afraid of, you know, that I want to be a starter or I want this. That's not the case though. Melo just wants he just wants to, you know, have a final season, have a farewell season.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
do what
that
D
man
Wade
deserves
did.
a farewell season.
Do the
man.
jersey swap. You know,
yes.
He had a great career. He's a Hall of Famer. So hopefully that can happen.
And that prompted Melo to go on ESPN in a sit-down with Stephen A. Smith to just give his side of the story. I mean, everybody is saying these things about Melo. And Melo is not speaking up for himself. So he went on to ESPN and talked about, you know, what happened in Houston and why he's where he's at now, and just to dispel some of the things that people think about him and reason why he's not on a team. And listen to what Carmelo had to tell Stephen A. Smith.
I feel like I still can play. I know I still can play. My peers know I still can play. I don't think it's about basketball anymore. I think it's about me as a person willing to accept certain roles on basketball team.
And I think that's what it is. But Melo has said he's willing to take that role, but just tell him. That's what happened in Houston. He said a lot of the things that was going on in Houston wasn't being told to him. And that has led to a lot of